All right, time for another Air Gunner kitchen table talk. Let's check it out. All right, Air Gunners, check it out. This is the FX Dreamline Classic, bedded in the most beautiful piece of wood I think I've ever seen on an air gun. This is the GRS stock. If you've been watching a lot what the guys over there in South Africa have been doing with this, this is going to be available for us here in the United States here pretty soon through Utah Airguns. And today I really want to focus a little bit on arrow-based technology with air guns. If you've been following my channel, I've been doing a lot of advocacy work here in the state of Michigan. We're still in the process of getting this Airbolt bill passed. We were able to get it through both houses of Congress passed and actually got it onto the governor's desk last fall. Unfortunately, she vetoed it, but she did send it back with some notes, which is actually with some pretty good insights of having us work closer with some of the disabled hunters and accessibility groups. So we'll be doing that. But that's not the purpose of today's video. I really want to talk to you and focus on the actual technology of archery, or I guess you would say arrow-based hunting equipment, and how it's crossing over and mixing up with air guns. I've been really kind of excited to make this video, and I've been looking for a way to kind of tell this story as I spent a lot of time this last deer hunting season looking at ways that I could adopt a lot of the bow hunting and archery techniques and tactics and equipment that I had been using and start using air guns or air-powered hunting opportunities with it. So first off, obviously, you know a lot about the Dreamline. It's a great platform, plug and play, totally modular. So in this format here, I got it in the 25 caliber typical pellet barrel with the superior liner and the 25 cal pellet probe. And all you have to do is pop out a couple screws there on top, barrel kit comes out, pop in your arrow kit there, throw in, it comes with a 30 caliber pellet probe, and that gives you more air to be able to fling these. I think these, I weighed them on my scale, just with the practice field tips, but I paired them with these Thorne Rift 2.2s. You basically have a plunger here at the top, and so when that makes impact on the deer or the game animal, you'll notice that it just opens slightly. So at impact, it breaks that shear pin. And what this does is as this slides through the game animal, watch what happens. These blades are basically pushed out and they are locked in. So they do move around a bit, but just the friction and the momentum of that broadhead going through the deer, that's just gonna stay open for a full 2.2 inches of cutting. And I mean, that is just absolutely wicked. And these are razor sharp. So this is where I think the FX Airgun solution with these arrow kits really hits the mark. 9 months out of the year, I want to be able to plink with it. I want to be able to shoot target practice with it. I want to be able to shoot pellets. I want to do some small game hunting, pesting. You can do that with the FX Dreamline in a 25 or let's say 22 cal or maybe even 30 cal. And so you've got this fantastic PCP airgun, pellet slinger, shooting slugs. Booyah! So then let's say, if you live in a state where hunting deer is now legal with arrow-based and bolt-based technologies, you just throw the barrel kit on and the equivalent power of this is exactly like a compound bow. And I've done a lot of testing with this, and with these bolts, 305 grains with this, and I think it's 315 grains with the Thorne on there. I'm slinging these between 265, 270 feet per second. So for me, during the archery season, last year I was running my BowTech Carbon Overdrive compound bow, and with the same size arrows and broadhead combination, I'm about 290 feet per second. So it's in that same ballpark as far as foot-pounds of energy at impact with that deer. So here, let's check out the hunt just to show you what these Thorne Rift 2.2 broadheads can do at that same power level.
Meh. Meh.
These things are just crazy accurate. The reason being is I can practice all summer long shooting. Instead of my practice field tips, I can just pop a C-clip into the broadhead here, and so that way it doesn't deploy the blades. I can now shoot this into a foam bag all summer long, understand my holdovers, know my distances, know my yardages. So the other great thing about these Thorne Rifts is that little shear pin right there can be swapped out to be used with crossbows or maybe higher powered airbows. And so back in October, my first deer that I actually took with archery equipment this year was with the Air Venturi steam bow. So check out this hunt, just another example of that just becomes a universal broadhead, no matter if you're using it with air bows, vertical bows, crossbows. So yeah, let's check out that hunt. I'm probably a good, geez, over 100 yards from where I was sitting. She, bled pretty good for probably about 20 yards. The arrow fell out, broke off, and then she zigzagged 3 times. So came in quartering shot, got through both lungs, but so high in that shoulder, didn't get a full pass through. So got more venison in the freezer. All right, so there you go. Just another example on how versatile those Thorne broadheads are. Another thing you'll notice in this last hunt, I was actually running the Element Optics Helix scope. This is the second focal plane scope. So this was actually part of some durability testing that I've been beating the absolute crap out of these Element scopes for like the last, oh gosh, like 9 months. I really have not been taking care of them. I've just been abusing them, running them through cold, wet, freezing weather, actually dropped them quite a few times. So running it with the crossbow, this crossbow actually has quite a bit of twang to it. And so as you know, Springer air guns and crossbows, I mean, that could really destroy a lower quality scope. So I actually wanted to run it with the crossbow as kind of a proof of concept of like, hey, can it take this? I actually also paired it with a 4570, which obviously these things are rated for much higher power of firearms. That sucks. Huge shout out to Element Optics. This year they actually sponsored our deer camp. So what we did is we actually gave away a scope to the person that could actually get the biggest buck. So this year it was just such an absolute horrible deer season. And the biggest buck, my buddy Jason got a little spoon and crock pot action going on. So yeah, check it out.
Congratulations, Jason, on winning the Element Optics Big Buck Pool contest. What do you have to say?
It's one wild, rough opening weekend, but this monster came out. I had to take my option.
So congratulations, Jason. I shouldn't tease you too hard. I ended up the year with 4 doe in the freezer, but 0 antlers, 0 bucks. So I am the buckless up north air gunner for 2020. All right, so hopefully this spring I'll be able to have redemption, be able to get a turkey down with the FX Dreamline Arrow Kit. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'll be heading down to either Tennessee or Virginia for a turkey hunt since they are legal down there. Make sure to check out the Airgun Sporting Association website. They have this great interactive map where you can see all the different game animals, species, hunting seasons that are allowed with air guns all across the United States. So definitely check that out. And also consider becoming an individual member. I renewed my membership this year. You should too. So definitely check out the Airgun Sporting Association. They are doing a lot of great work for us air gunners to make sure we have air gunner friendly hunting regulations all over the United States. So thanks for joining me, everybody. Stay safe, stay warm, take care.